Okay, the voiceover booth and the gym. Hang with me on this. I know what you're saying to yourself. You're saying to yourself, Paulie, you've put the meth and method to your madness this time. Clearly, hear me out. There are 9 big lessons that I've learned from my time in the gym, which surprisingly have informed my approach to voiceover. When you think about it, the gym and the VO booth have a lot in common, and I think that the gym is a great metaphor for the voiceover booth. Both are dedicated spaces where you're focusing on self-improvement, on developing new skills, on stretching yourself and getting out of your comfort zone. God, I love that phrase, but it's true. You're pushing yourself to grow. In both, you have tools for feedback. In the gym, it may be the mirror. In the VO booth, it's your studio headphones and your monitors. And both have trainers or coaches to help guide us and give us motivation and stretch us in ways that we can't do on our own. So let's dive into the 9 voiceover lessons that I've learned in the most unlikely of places, the gym. Number 1, warm-up is crucial. Just like in the gym, warming up before a voiceover session is absolutely critical. You wouldn't jump into the gym and lift 125 pounds over your head or jump into a half marathon race without warming up. That would be stupid. The same thing is true with voiceover. Properly warming up before a session will help you avoid injury, in other words, straining your vocal cords, and maybe knocking yourself out of the booth because of that injury for 2, 3, or more days. You would be amazed at what 5 minutes of scales and hums and lip trills and even tongue twisters can do to warm up your vocal cords, warm up your face, and get your body warm to perform. Now, if you typically, like me, do a lot of short form work, it may be enough for you to let your voice warm naturally throughout the morning. You may want to do a little out loud reading. You may have normal conversation with your family or whoever you share your home with. And then as your voice naturally warms, you step into the booth in the afternoon and you're able to bang that work out with no stress to your vocal cords. But if you do audiobooks, long-form e-learning, any long-form content whatsoever, a proper in-depth warm-up is absolutely essential. And if you're like me, a man or woman of, shall we say, a certain age, then you're probably more prone to vocal stress than you were 10 or 15 years ago. I know I am. Number 2. Consistency is key. Man, oh man, if there's one thing I've learned from the gym, it's that consistency reigns supreme. You just can't expect to see significant results after one workout. I say it all the time. One sit-up ain't gonna make you fit. And the same is true for voiceover. You can't take one session with a coach and expect to be vastly or significantly improved after that one session. Scientists call this many repeated attempts with feedback. There's an actual name for it. Let's break it down. Many repeated attempts. When you're, let's say, a weightlifter, you're going to perform the same lift hundreds and thousands of times to stimulate small incremental periods of growth over a long period of time. If you're a voice actor, and you are, you're going to read hundreds and thousands of scripts to make small incremental changes to your skill set, to grow that skill set over time. Now, the second part of that is with feedback. That feedback can take the form of, ideally, feedback from a reputable coach, which is actionable. It allows you to adjust and get better over time. That feedback could come from learning what books over time, from your auditions, what books and what doesn't book. That feedback can even take the form of listening back to your own recordings as long as your ear and your frame of reference are developing as well. If you're new to the business, this means training with a coach, remember, with feedback, for months, not days or weeks. It means reading aloud into a mic and recording every damn day. It means learning about the business every damn day. If you're an intermediate talent, it means auditioning every damn day. It means continuing to coach with your coach consistently. And it means purposeful practice, again with feedback, listening back to your stuff every damn day. Now, if you're an elite talent, you probably have already developed the daily consistent habits which have come to make you an elite talent, and you continue to practice them on a daily basis. Why? Because consistency is way more effective than intensity. Author Simon Sinek says, look, you can work out 9 hours in a day, and that's not going to make you fit. But if you go to the gym for 20 minutes every doggone day, then you'll be able to grow over time and get fit. Practicing voiceovers for 8 hours on a Saturday is not as effective as practicing voiceover every day of the week for an hour and 10 minutes, even though the time commitment is roughly the same. It's the consistency that builds growth over time. Number 3, maintain proper form. Now, in the gym, this means injury prevention, and it means making your workouts much more effective. Maintaining proper form in voiceover means proper posture, proper breath control and breathing, and being able to properly emote and be physical with the copy and get your body into the performance. Standing when you're in the booth helps open up your airways. It helps get the entire body involved in the performance, and you'll be able to perform much more naturally and authentically. Similarly, if you can master diaphragmatic breathing, breathing from the diaphragm, you will have much, much better control over your breath, over your stamina, and over your performance. And here's one way where the gym and the VO booth absolutely and tangibly intersect. The better aerobic shape you're in, the better breath control you will have, and the more command you will have over your performance behind the microphone. Number 4, rest and recovery. Look, even the hardest core gym rats know the value of proper rest and recovery. Your muscles need time to rest and recover between workouts, and your vocal cords and your vocal instrument needs time to rest and repair between sessions, between jobs, and in between days. You've got to take breaks during long voiceover sessions to make sure you maintain your warmth, maintain your vocal stamina, and to be able to power through longer sessions and still deliver the same quality of work. When I have long directed sessions, I make sure up front, if it's a new client, or I remind existing clients that coming up to 5 on the hour, I'd like to take a break for 5 minutes to be able to rest my vocal cords, to be able to rest my diaphragm, to be able to rehydrate, and to be able to come back stronger at the top of the hour and continue that multi-hour session. If you have regular recurring work, especially if that work includes long-form content, then you need to pay attention to your production schedule and how you construct it from week to week. You need to leave ample time between long sessions. If you can break those up and space them out over the course of the week, then that's going to help with your rest and recovery, and it's going to improve your overall quality of work. Number 5, pushing your limits. Man, the gym has taught me the value of gradually pushing my limits every day and every week. In the gym, it might look like lifting a little bit more this week than you did last week. If you run, you might run a little further or a little faster than you did last week. And in voiceover, stretching your voice acting skills from day to day and week to week leads to growth. Now, in the gym, we call this progressive overload. In Atomic Habits, author James Clear calls it the aggregate of marginal gains. That just means the compound interest of tiny little gains every single day. He talks about getting 1% better every day. Mathematically, if you do that, if you improve by 1% every day, then at the end of 1 year, you will be 37 times better at a given task than you were on day 1. As a voice actor, experiment with different kinds of scripts. Experiment with complex characters. Get yourself some valid, reputable feedback. Join a workout group like the ones that we have in the VO Pro community where you can get peer-to-peer feedback on a regular basis. Stepping out of your comfort zone, that's where the growth happens. Number 6, water is essential. Now, in any workout, water is key to replace vital fluids and to keep the body at optimal performance levels. A muscle needs 4 things to grow. It needs a stimulus, in other words, exercise. It needs water, it needs protein, and it needs rest and recovery. In voiceover, staying hydrated means keeping those vocal cords well lubricated and moist. The people that are going to get upset about the word moist, don't at me. Preventing them from becoming dry or strained or worse yet, injured, and ensuring your voice remains clear and flexible. Now, this is the one big mistake that most voice actors make. They think, oh, I've got a session coming up today. I'll down a liter of water right before the session. That's not how hydration works. Hydration works more as a lifestyle. In other words, when you get up in the morning, drink 8 to 10 to maybe even 12 ounces of water and then stay hydrated all day long. If water is too boring, my dad always used to say, I can't stand water, it has no taste. If water's too boring for you, then try decaffeinated black coffee. That's my drink of choice. Also, decaffeinated tea, sparkling water, you might have some issues there, or even flavored water. Caffeine, on the other hand, is a diuretic, meaning it will dry out your body and your vocal cords, and if you are a coffee or tea drinker, caffeinated style, you're going to have to hydrate even more. Number 7, good coaching is the single best investment you can make. In the gym, having a personal trainer can mean having tailored plans or workouts tailored just for you. That trainer can give you positive feedback. He can or she can correct your form and keep you accountable. Just the same, a VO performance or business coach can give you reputable, experienced feedback. They can give you insights on your technique. And most importantly, they can push you in ways that you normally can't push yourself. A good coach, and thank God I've got one, I coach currently with Tina Morosco, can be a game changer in your career. Practice alone isn't enough. In order to get better over time, remember that phrase, many repeated actions with feedback? That's what a good coach gives you, is reputable, experienced feedback so that you can adjust, so that you can grow, so that you can improve and get better over time. Number 8. Celebrate the progress. The gym has taught me that you absolutely, if only for your own mental health, you have to celebrate your wins and your progress. Especially in voiceover, we get so caught up on our goals and we, eyes forward, and that's generally healthy, but we tend to overlook how far we've come. You need to celebrate every gig, every audition, every roster you're added to, every little hurdle that you overcome in your day-to-day career. It's part of the journey, and acknowledging and celebrating the progress and the wins that you have along the way keeps up your motivation and your passion for what we do. In our VO Pro community, we've ritualized this practice. We call it Friday Wins, and on Fridays, we post our wins no matter how small they are. We celebrate the small ones just as much as the big ones because, hey, the book is called Atomic Habits, right? It's about these tiny little atom-sized habits that stack up over the days and weeks and months and years that give us the big wins. If we don't get the small wins, we don't get the big wins. Maybe we got on a roster. Maybe we got an audition from somebody that we've been marketing to for weeks or months or years. Maybe we got handed a gig outright. No matter how small the progress, no matter how small the win, we post it so that we can celebrate it for ourselves. And more importantly, we can celebrate with each other. There is so much what a lot of people call rejection in this business. I choose not to call it that. I stole a term from Emma O'Neill, my friend, who calls it lack of selection, right? We sail dozens of auditions and hundreds of client outreaches into the ether, and in the vast, overwhelming majority of those, we never hear a word back. And if we don't track and take stock of our progress and our wins, we get an imbalanced picture of what our life and our career and our progress really looks like. And we risk damaging our mental health over the long haul. Number 9, remembering your why. It's easy to do what you need to do when you're motivated and you're fired up and you're all full of piss and vinegar. But what happens in that cold morning in February when you're laying in that nice warm bed and it's dark outside and you just aren't feeling it? Mel Robbins has a great quote. She says, if you wait to feel like it, you're never going to feel like it. That's when you need a bigger yes to all those little no's like the warm bed. That bigger yes is your why. Why do you train? Why do you want to get better? Why do you deserve a better life for yourself? Who do you want to be better for? Is it your spouse? Is it your kids? Is it you? The better you define and the more purposefully you remember your why on a regular daily basis, the bigger yes you will have to combat all those little no's, to get out there and practice and grow and train and develop. So yeah, the gym has taught me a lot about consistency and self-care and discipline and how crucial they are to building a fulfilling life. And it's those things, those actions that we take that help us transcend the boundaries between the gym and the VO booth. If you want more information on the VO Freedom Master Plan, on the VO Pro community, or on the Move, Touch, Inspire newsletter that we publish every Thursday for voice actors and creative entrepreneurs, I'll put those links in the description or show notes below. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for joining the conversation, both here on the channel and in the VO Pro community, and for that matter, in the VO community at large. The more we talk, the more we come together, the more we exchange ideas and respect each other's choices, the more we're able to stand together in the face of AI, in the face of exploitative rates, in the face of changing business models, and the more we're able to come together. Thank you so much for your support. We publish a new video every Thursday. We'll be back next week, and we will see you back here very soon. Thanks so much.